What's up guys, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to be checking out my Stamina Nightblade DPS build hitting 109k easily. This is a really fun one to run, and with recent changes to some of the Nightblade's mechanics, it's super easy to play. So let's get started with the race. We don't need to run a Khajiit here because Nightblades already get a ton of great buffs, so we're going with a Dark Elf instead, which brings the best damage. Your food buff should be the Lava Foot Soup and Sultrice, which gives you the best spread of max stamina and stamina recovery. If you're in content that you need more health in, grab the Dubious Cameron Throne or our Tame Takeaway Broth instead. Your Munderstone should be the Thief. That extra crit rating is absolutely essential on almost any DPS build, but especially this one. Since we don't get Major Brutality or Major Savagery from any other source, you'll need standard weapon power potions on this build. Your champion points starting in the Warfare section should be Thaumaturge, Biting Aura, Deadly Aim and Master at Arms, while in the Fitness section you'll need Rejuvenation, Boundless Vitality, Fortified and Bloody Renewal. Now let's move on to the gear. I've said it for years and now it's shining even brighter. Aegis Caller is, hands down, one of the best DPS sets in the game. It's easy to proc, covers a wide area and deals awesome damage. Your next set is Perfected Arms of Reliquant. This is tried and true that just brings so much damage to the table, but if you can't get a hold of trial gear yet, you can pump up your crit chance with Leviathan instead or slot Pillar of Nirn for more raw single target damage. We run the Perfected Maelstrom Bow on the back bar, which brings tons of extra damage. If you don't want to get the Perfected version, then the normal one is actually just fine, barely a DPS drop. We do run a monster set on this build, and that will be Zan's, which in my testing came out best. But if you don't have this, Stormfist was very close. Now Zan's brings a ton of damage, not only in its proc, but the extra burning that it provides as well. Now that we've covered the gear, let's move on to the skills. On the front bar we have Surprise Attack, Merciless Resolve, Camouflaged Hunter, Killer's Blade, Rending Slashes and Dawnbreaker of Smiting, and on the back bar we have Endless Hail, Twisting Path, Camouflaged Hunter again, Dark Shade, Barbed Trap and Veil of Blades. Surprise Attack is our primary spammable. It deals great damage and it gets bonuses to that damage for attacking from the flank, which we should be anyway. Crushing Weapon and Rapid Strikes are both viable options as well, but I find this to be best. Next up is Merciless Resolve. Now with recent changes to the Nightblade, this is now incredibly easy to use. You don't need to activate it early, you just need to fire it when it glows yellow for massive damage spikes. We have Camouflaged Hunter on both bars for the extra passive crit chance that we get from Major Savagery. We also get a bonus to flanking damage and some extra passive damage for having a fighter skill slotted. Killer's Blade is our executive choice, dealing massive damage from around 35% health and below. Be sure to switch to this when you hit that health marker. We have Rending Slashes for a nice bit of extra damage along with the Hemorrhaging status effect. This attacks with both weapons, meaning both enchantments will apply if they aren't on cooldown. Dawnbreaker of Smiting is only really slotted for the passive damage that we get from the Fighter's Guild. We don't actually use this ultimate. It's important to choose the Endless Hail morph here for the extra duration. The Maelstrom Bow we use will escalate in damage over the duration, meaning the longer the duration, the more damage, so don't refresh it too early. We have Twisting Path here just for some extra damage, and it also provides a very valuable speed boost to your group, which for a lot of people can be a lifesaver when they're trying to get out of nasty AoEs. Dark Shade deals some nice passive damage while also debuffing the enemy with Minor Maim, reducing their damage done by 5%, which is a nice little buff that I'm sure your tank will thank you for. It's important to have Barbed Trap slotted because we aren't getting Minor Force from any other source on this build. It deals a bit of extra damage as well, which is always nice. And we have our primary ultimate, which is Veil of Blades. Now this is sorely underused despite its absolutely huge damage and valuable synergy utility for your group members. Now that should be all that you need to know to build your own Stamina Nightblade DPS build, but I've included a full clip of the pass so that you can see it in action. Now don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons guys for more ESO builds and guides. Thanks for watching, and as always, have fun!